Actually, he's playing a deck that Proto Champion Lucas Esper Betu played actually at the Brazilian Nationals and came second. So it's a version of that deck. So it has very, very similar cards.
Yeah, so that actually qualified him for the national team.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. Brazil's team looks super scary, right? Like Lucas, Carlos, and Paulo.
Yeah.
Ugh. Somebody wants to play against that.
So Aaron is actually from Kissimmee, Florida, and this is actually his first Grand Prix. He basically came because his friends said he always wins at F&M, so, if he can win at F&M, he can win at a Grand Prix. I like that reasoning. But he also wanted to do a shout-out, and I definitely wanted to make sure that, I did this quote for him. So Aaron has told us he's autistic, and he wanted people to know, he said, people with autism can be just as good as other people. Everyone should know that and try hard. So I think that's a great message from Aaron, and I really definitely agree. I mean, I think, autism shouldn't hold you back in playing Magic or anything else.
Absolutely.
So
it's exciting that he's out here playing his first GP.
Oh yeah,
first GP is it's a different experience. There's so many people. It's you kind of get like thrown into the community in a whole new way. It's a great thing.
So Ben played a Kitesail freebooter, but doesn't look like he hit anything. So it was actually almost good that Aaron played turn one shock to the face, because maybe he would have lost it to the freebooter.
Yeah, and I mean, after Ben played a turn one island, playing the shock to the face isn't as egregious as we often believe it to be, because, he thinks to himself, oh, well, my opponent's playing control deck, he probably has no creatures. Let's just shock his face.
Yeah, no, I mean, look,
he also has a Hazoret in hand.
Yeah. So he wants to get down to 1 or 0 cards so he can attack with Hazoret. Ben actually responds with a Walking Ballista for 2, and that's pretty good against Aaron's 2 1-toughness creatures, to Earthshaker Kenra. Or he could kill the Soulscar Mage, or, just build it up slowly and whittle down Aaron's forces. So Aaron plays a Rampaging Ferocidon.
And that card's been great for me all week. I've been playing a bit of red myself on Magic Online.
Yeah, usually not great against blue-black, but because Ben is playing a creature blue-black deck, it actually hurts him quite a lot.
Yes.
Shows no fear attacking with both his Earthshaker Kenra.
And this is a great block here. I think something that Ben was hoping to do on this turn was, block with Walking Ballista and then use the 2 counters to take out the 2 Earthshaker Kenras. Now he'd have to use both counters to do that, or he could just trade with this Kitesail freebooter and then use 1 counter to deal with the other one.
Makes a lot of sense. But hopefully those Earthshaker Kenra aren't gone for long, since they're eternal. They have the Eternalize ability. Ben's hand is chock full of good things here. He's got a Chart the Course. So it's funny, he didn't attack first, obviously, because Walking Ballista, probably would just be chump attacking.
Yeah, and the ability to block right now is really strong. I mean, he cannot take much more damage without being in range of just dying to, Ramanap Ruin and Hazoret activations.
So Ben plays Gifted Aetherborn. I'm not sure if they took the 1 damage, but one of the great things about Rampaging Ferocidon is actually it negates the lifelink ability on Gifted Aetherborn, which is one of the reasons why the blue-black deck is playing Gifted Aetherborn, is it's good against the red decks. Oh, wow. So Aaron actually just dumps his hand onto the table. He doesn't care now. He played Hazoret as well as a Baumeister Courier. Has no more cards in hand, but, basically can attack, with impunity here.
Now, Ben could go for a double block here on the Ferocidon, which I think is his best bet. But then, he's flying to 6 life. That's really, really dangerous against this red deck. That's just 3 Hazoret activations away from death.
Yeah, I mean, I have to think that Aaron's in the driver's seat right here. He didn't attack with Baumeister Courier. I mean, what do you think of not leaving those 2 creatures back? I mean, he could attack, and yes, Ben could block and, perhaps whittle down those his board, but then he would take 8 damage. Do you think that Aaron maybe should have been a bit more aggressive, or do you think that, because he's likely to lose those creatures, he maybe shouldn't have attacked?
Yeah, so I think that if he made the attack he did, it's likely because he's playing around a card like Fatal Push.
Okay.
Because if Ben does have the Fatal Push in hand, he can, get the Fatal Push to kill the Rampaging Ferocidon by using the Walking Ballista's activated ability, and then he could, have chumped the Hazaret, killed the Bomat Courier with the Ballista, blocked with Gifted Aetherborn and the Soulscar Mage, and then used Fatal Push on the Rampaging Ferocidon, and suddenly he's gaining the 2 life off the Aetherborn. Only he's taking damage from none of the creatures on the other side of the table, and Aaron finds himself suddenly with just a Hazaret on the table to Ben's board. So if Ben had a Fatal Push in hand, then an all-out attack would have been disastrous for Aaron, which is why he made the attack that he did.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So the players are actually just asking the judge about interaction, obviously. Rampaging Ferocidon says you can't gain life, and Gifted Aetherborn has a lifelink. And so, what happens first? Like, do you gain the life? Do you not gain the life because they die at the same time? So I believe actually they don't get the life because...
I do not believe he gets the life.
Right. So Ben goes to 6, really in quite a lot of danger considering that Hazaret is on the table. But Hazaret has been taken hostage and now plays another Aetherborn free of the Ferocidon, can't gain life clause. Yeah. Really have completely turned around this game.
Absolutely, and now he really needs to dodge a card like a Braid or Lightning Strike to kill the Hazaret on this turn, because if he's able to do that, then next turn, Hazaret is going to join Ben Friedman's side of the table.
Yeah, so he didn't have it. Only an Earthshaker Kenra, making the Gifted Aetherborn not block. So now he's making a bit more of an aggressive attack. Gets the Bomat Courier trigger. Basically trying to put Ben into some sort of range, so a burn spell off the top might be good. Ben deciding probably to make both blocks.
And this is interesting because Ben knows that Aaron, by making this attack, is essentially priced himself into sacrificing the Bomat Courier on this turn to try to get the Hostage Taker off the table. So he's hoping the top card of his library is either a Braid and or a Lightning Strike. So Ben wants to set up his blocks such that a Braid and or a Lightning Strike are at their absolute worst here.
Also an interesting thing is that Ben kind of has to block.
Absolutely.
The Walking Ballista, it will die with every block here, but if he doesn't block, he could take 3 damage or something like that, and then it's possible that he would just die to a burn spell from
Aaron.
From
Aaron off the top.
Yeah, Bomat Courier.
So he absolutely has to attack. I'm interested to see in how he blocks. By blocking the Bomat Courier here, it seems a little bit more odd. Like he may just want to block. This block I like a lot because this block, even if Aaron does find a burn spell off the top, he's still going to have to use that burn spell on the Hostage Taker. And you kind of punish Aaron for sacrificing the Bomat Courier on this turn by, blocking there and then using the counter to kill the Kenra if you so desire.
That makes a lot of sense. So Aaron decides to see what the courier is bringing in the mail. What did he get? Oh, maybe he doesn't cast it straight away, so I wonder. Okay, so kills it. So Ben takes no damage, clears Aaron's board. Now, does he draw something that is relevant here? He really, really wants a Lightning Strike. I don't think he has it, though. It's possible he has it because, he could... No.
Yeah, it's not possible. he would have used it to deal with that.
One funny thing is Ben has 2 cards in hand, so can attack with the Hazaret, though he does have a Fatal Push, so he could technically kill his own Aetherborn to attack, but I don't think...
Yeah, I feel like that 2 life for him is more important than 5 less life for Aaron here. Although it is... Oh, no, it's not. I was going to say that it would reduce the clock by a full turn, but it actually will not because he'll lose the 2 power from the Gifted Aetherborn if he chose to do so.
He's really thinking about playing that black mana.
You're crazy, Ben. You're crazy.
He's like... I think this would be a sweet play. I don't know if it'd be a good play. he's trying to figure out if he's going to reduce the clock. But also, I mean, gaining the life is so important here. So I think he's thinking better of it. Yep.
And what's nice here for Ben is that by just attacking with these and leaving himself that fatal push in hand, if Aaron does find a Hazoret on the top of his deck, or if he drew one off their Baumeister Courier on the last turn, then when he casts that Hazoret and attacks, Ben can use the fatal push on his own Gifted Aetherborn and then block with his own Hazoret if he needs to do that.
Aaron remembers that he has actually 3 Earthshaker Kenra in his graveyard, so if he drew a land, either in his Courier or otherwise, he could actually play it, but Hazoret is back, but can't block with Hazoret right now. Oh, drew his 4th Courier and spends 1 mana and gets another Baumeister Courier into play. He can attack.
Yeah, see, now this worked out really well for Ben because he can use the fatal push on the Baumeister Courier before it gives him a card, and then he has the Hazoret as a blocker for Earthshaker Kenra. So
everything's coming at Ben Friedman. So he plays Scarab God, basically bringing him down to 1 card in his hand, and now getting much more aggressive. He decides to keep back the Hostage Taker, attacking Aaron with his traitorous Hazoret, really putting him.
The gods have betrayed me.
Well, Hazoret's fairly unreliable. I mean, as a god, as a card in Romanite Red, very reliable.
Yes.
Putting Aaron really on a 2-turn clock here. It's going to be tough. Okay.
And that's it. So
game 1 goes to Ben Friedman. Going to go straight to game 2 because of the TimeWalk match. Aaron on the play has one of the best starts you can have, Baumeister Courier. Baumeister Courier really giving Romanite Red a lot of staying power because sometimes you can draw as many as like 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah, sometimes it really just fills your hand right back up if your opponent is forced to use their removal spells on, more powerful creatures.
Okay, so looks like Aaron only has 1 target for Ben's Duress. Takes a shock. He sees a Kari Zev and a Harsh Mentor and 2 other lands. So next turn, what do you think? Which of those 2 do you think that Aaron should play?
I think you're probably going to be leading here with Kari Zev because it presents more power. It's a card you want to get fatal pushed less in a lot of ways, but Harsh Mentor is a card that's more meant to punish things like Walking Ballista. So if he foresees Ben to have a hand that's Walking Ballista heavy, or if he thinks his post-sideboard plan revolves activating a lot of creature abilities, then he might want to end up leading.
Yeah, there's not a lot of activated. I mean, as you said, there's the Walking Ballista. Also, Scarab God is an activated ability. So that there are a couple things in Ben's deck that get punished by Harsh Mentor. Aaron continues the beatdown from the Courier.
Yeah, and it is also entirely possible that Aaron believes that Ben is some sort of God's Pharaoh Gift variant at this point.
Right.
Based on the cards that he played in the previous game.
And Seeker Squire is another card that actually appears in that Godfarer's Gift, so he's still kind of maintaining the illusion that he might be Godfarer's Gift because...
Yeah, the duress plus Vraska's Contempt makes it significantly less likely.
Sure.
But he didn't see those in game 1, so there's no way he could have played that way up until he had seen both of those cards in conjunction with one another.
Right. Now the Seeker Squire kind of brick walls at least the Baumeister Courier. Kari Zev has menace, so can get around it, but Ragavan does not have menace.
Yeah, so Kari Zev can get in for 1, but Ben could always block the monkey token. And Baumeister Courier, is obviously the better block there, so he could hypothetically get in for 3 if he swung with everything, sure. But he wouldn't do that unless he has a shock in hand to finish off the Squire.
Yep. Also, that would be monkey cruelty doing that, so...
Yes. Nobody wants to be cruel to a little monkey pet.
They're so cute. Look, he's got his own Ragavan.
Very nice.
I always appreciate when my Remnant Red players have their own Ragavan.
It's adorable.
Yes. Legendary monkey. I hope there are more legendary monkeys so I can actually have a monkey tribal deck. For commander deck, I mean.
Yeah, why can't Ragavan be an actual card so we could be our commander? That's the real question.
Or they should change the rules of Commander so Ragavan could be I could just play it for 0, and it's like, oh, there's my legendary monkey.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Just play it as a 0-mana 2/1 haste.
Come on, Wizards, make Ragavan playable as my commander. Ben plays Kitesail Freebooter. Pretty sure that he knew that there was a really low chance there was going to be a spell in Aaron's hand, since he's only drawn 1 card since then.
Yeah, so he knew about the Harsh Mentor.
Well, they had 2 cards, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And Aaron's trusted previous was Lightning Strike, so there was really only 1 draw he didn't know about.
yeah, perfect card to have right there. With Earthshaker Kenra, makes the Freebooter, which Ben, I'm sure, hoped could block, but can't block this turn. Does a lot of damage this turn. This actually is like 6 damage.
Yeah.
And Bomat Courier is up to, what, 4 cards now?
Yeah, so this is like what we were talking about before with the Bomat Courier, has how many cards that can get you ahead if you need it to.
Yeah, no, I mean... So... Ooh. I'm sure Aaron would have hoped he had an extra mana to play the Harsh Mental next turn. Maybe he'll play it pre-combat to kind of like force Ben's hand a little bit.
I think he likely will.
Okay, so he plays it. Let's see if Ben responds to this. I'd be shocked.
Yes, and Ben would be shocked too if he chose not to.
Yeah, so
multiple times even.
Okay, so he uses it on the Earthshaker Kenra, but decides to keep it in play, and makes a lot of sense because he still needs to block. Looks like Ben's still in a bit of trouble here because he's doing the Bomat Courier, decides to cash the Bomat Courier in. He gets 4 or 5 cards. I think it's 4 cards.
I believe it's 4 cards.
So, Ben's still likely to take 1 damage this turn. More. Oh no, more than that. 3 damage.
Yeah, it's falling to 4 here.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
dangerously
really, really dangerous. And the thing is, he can't just play 1 creature to block because Karzev has Menace, getting in for 1, and then Aaron gets into range of Lightning Strike, which is definitely something he should be worried about. Okay, so he's hostage taking Karizev. So
And it matches up well against Aaron's board. Though Aaron has, a bunch of unknown cards in hand now, could easily have a copy of a Braid and or Lightning Strike in hand, and I imagine he's gone up to 4 of those in this post-border game against a deck with Hostage Taker and Gifted Ether.
yeah, absolutely. Aaron is taking a little time, so I wonder if maybe he has a Hazard in his hand and he knows he can't attack. Oh, that looks like it might be the case.
This could also be a Chandra.
Ooh, that is a brutal play there because 1, it gets rid of Hostage Taker, or it can do 2 damage. That is a cool play. So he gets the mana from Chandra, clears out the Hostage Taker with an Abrade, and then gets it for 2. And now, kind of Ben is
Ben's dead 10 ways till Sunday.
Yeah.
He's dead to a +1 from Chandra. If his opponent's able to draw a Ramanap Ruins,
So
Azra, just about anything.
So they take it to game 3. It looks like Aaron might have mulliganed because he was scrying, but doesn't stop the Bomat Courier from coming on turn 1.
Yeah, this matchup is super play dependent, but I also think Ben is a big favorite in this matchup.
Secret Squire. Does he keep that one? I mean, he could punish Aaron even more for mulliganing by taking another card out of his hand. He leaves it on top. Been helping out his opponent by just keeping it face up there.
Yeah.
Secret Squire.
Saying to Aaron, if you have a removal spell and only 1 removal spell, you should really play it on this turn.
Secret Squire, kind of a interesting card. I mean, it looks a little weak when the set first came out, but I actually have seen it in quite a few decks. I guess it gives a little bit of flexibility about Makes your draws better.
Yeah, I mean, you're either paying 2 mana to get a body and draw a card, or you're paying 2 mana for a 2/3 that's also scrying you one. And, if you're scrying that card into your graveyard, it can be really advantageous for, Godfarrow's gift-type decks. And when you're, leaving it on top, it's because it's a key card, particular matchup.
So something that kind of interesting is that Aaron knew that the freebooter was coming, decided to play Urshaka Kenra, could have played the Lightning Strike on the Seeker Squire, and then, essentially stranded the freebooter with no spells to get. Do you think that was an option, or do you think that, trying to develop your board a little more with Urshaka Kenra?
I think that, the way that Aaron played it leads me to believe that, he's relying on drawing another removal spell off the top of his deck, and then not really having to worry about the free runner too much.
Oh, wow. So Aaron's decided to probably cash in his Baumeister Courier because there's 2 blockers that will kill it.
So actually, the way Aaron played this, it's pretty interesting here. What he did was he allowed that free runner to take his Lightning Strike because he was going to be discarding his hand anyway.
Ooh.
And now, when he draws all these extra cards, he will hopefully draw himself into a removal spell. And in this case, he's kind of able to use that free runner as a way to hide that Lightning Strike from his Baumeister Courier activation. So really tight play there from Aaron, getting this game to develop exactly how, he would have wanted it to.
That's such a good play. I think Ben almost hoisted by his own petard a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. The combo.
Yeah.
Your opponent's Kitesail Freebooter and your Baumeister Courier.
And now he can use that Lightning Strike that he got back to clear out the way from this Squire, and he can be crashing for 4 on this turn.
Yeah, Ben's blue-black deck doesn't really have many counter spells, so, and probably wouldn't bring them in. But he plays an S6 Extraction.
Ooh, nice.
Really, really good card in this matchup. Does 3 damage, gains 3 life, gets rid of the Harsh Mentor, basically fogs, plus gains a life for that turn.
Well, the Ben has kind of ran out of gas,
and
he's about to be facing off against 6 points of power, including a Glorybringer on the other side of the table. It looks like Aaron is about to advance to 6-0 his first Grand Prix ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
They're putting on a show here.
Look at that. Ben only has a land in hand, so eagerly tapping those five land to get his glory brought.
And now Ben down to 9.
Yeah, I mean, Ben really needs a hostage taker or nothing, really. I think hostage taker is probably the best thing he draw.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben just decides, he concedes because he doesn't really have anything, because he would hit for another 6, and then there's Remnant Ruins, and there's probably something else coming. So, Aaron Lee,
he had basically nothing.
6-0 for his first Grand Prix.
Yeah, and I think that, maybe one of the missteps there was Ben leaving those Kitesail Freebooters in, because post-board it seemed like Aaron had such a high density of removal that, maybe it didn't affect the board enough.
Yeah, they're a little bit small. They don't really put a clock on your opponent, and Remnant Red doesn't really give you any room to kind of, take a turn off a lot of times. Okay, well, I think we're done for round 6, and we'll be back after these messages.